From Columbia Town Center, United States of America, this is Online News Bulletin for the 12th of February, 2014. I'm Jacob Music. An alert from the United States today. Senator Rand Paul has filed a class action lawsuit against the President of the United States for what he calls violations of the Fourth Amendment. Specifically at issue is that the United States intelligence apparati have used a single warrant to collect data on all Americans. Matt Kibbe of the group FreedomWorks said on Sean Hannity's radio program that up to 300 million Americans could enter the suit against the president. Senator Paul also made news today by expressing support for the re-enfranchisement of those who had their voting rights stripped by criminal charges. Senator Paul is one of the few libertarian politicians in government currently and is seen by some as a possible contender for the Republican nomination for the 2016 presidential race. Breaking news from Africa, a Konduga attack by Boko Haram kills about 50 people. According to Fox News, the town is in the northeast of Nigeria, which is a stronghold of the Islamist group. Boko Haram is a group fighting to topple the government of Nigeria and is looking to establish an Islamic theocracy. In the Pacific Islands, Australian Prime Minister Tony Abbott has expressed his disapproval at the national news service ABC for covering revelations that his government was conducting surveillance programs on Australian citizens. The report, released thanks to American whistleblower Edward Snowden, also revealed that the new government has been working in close cooperation with the American NSA. This could mean that Australian citizens' personal information is being ported over to NSA in North America for their own purposes. Australian law enforcement finds a mind-boggling 183 kilograms of methamphetamines on a ship originating from China. The United States has had a similar problem in the 1980s and 90s when a majority of the methamphetamine materials were entering through the border with Mexico. Australia also has to contend not only with narcotics penetrating its northern border, but a notorious problem of immigrants risking their lives to float to the island nation from Asia. In the United States, American President Obama is to sign an executive order raising the federal minimum wage today. The measure is designed to bring earnings of federal workers up to a level that is equivalent to the rising cost of living in the United States. The United States has not had a living minimum wage in decades. The House of Representatives in the U.S. has voted to raise the borrowing limit of the American government once again. The bill has now been sent to the higher chamber, the Senate, for approval. The issue of the debt ceiling and the contentious political debate within the country resulted in a brief shutdown of the American government in late 2013. The leader of the Tea Party group FreedomWorks, Matt Kibbe, remarked on conservative talk radio today that, quote, "Conservatives and libertarians are willing to criticize the Republican leadership in a way that Democrats do not criticize the president. This comes in the wake of a Republican Party that is seen to be fractured beneath the dual demands of the establishment and the Tea Party. Politicians from the Democratic Party, however, have not seen as much factionalism since the election of the president from their party in 2008. In Europe, a judge who handed down a ruling which was perceived to be anti-protester has been assassinated in Ukraine. Since the turn of the new year, not only the capital, Kiev, but cities across Ukraine have been the site of intense and sometimes violent protests. The unrest has been interpreted by media as part of a larger geopolitical proxy struggle betwixt the United States, the European Union, and the Russian Federation. Britain's intelligence agency GCHQ has been hacking into social media profiles. The information was revealed in yet another leak brought to light by the American Edward Snowden. Both the United States and the United Kingdom maintain enormous and growing surveillance apparati to monitor both their citizens and those abroad. That was News Bulletin. Peace and blessings.